You were hired to architect systems and solve complex problems, but the reality of your day is entirely different. You spend it setting up branches, updating test fixtures, and wrestling with flaky build pipelines. This circle graph breaks down a typical senior developer's workday. A massive 70% is consumed by zero-judgment tasks, like writing CRUD endpoints, which are the basic create, read, update, and delete functions that make up much of an application's boilerplate. That leaves a tiny 30% for the high-level architecture you actually want to do. And that 70% isn't even continuous. Every time you pause to rebase a branch or wait for continuous integration or CI pipelines to automate code builds, you break your focus. Research shows every single context switch costs 20 minutes of mental reload time. Most tools focus on typing speed. Level 1 assistants provide better autocomplete, while Level 2 cloud runners automate isolated tasks. Neither of these approaches addresses the underlying workflow bottleneck. Apra Fleet establishes a third category, a locally hosted engineering organization that lives on your hardware and adheres to your specific team processes. Modern development stalls because of a mathematical impossibility, a single developer attempting to execute the specialized testing, reviewing, and deployment work of an entire department. Apra Fleet turns your laptop into a command center. You can run 10, 15, or even 20 AI agents simultaneously across any mix of Windows, macOS, and Linux hardware, all orchestrated from a single terminal. This diagram shows how the system is organized. At the top of this structure is the project manager, or PM agent. The PM never writes or reads a single line of code. It plans sprints and tracks progress entirely through structured signals, like test results and progress metrics. Below the PM are the doer agents. These agents execute code in parallel on your local infrastructure. Their permissions are strictly role-scoped, meaning a doer can write and test code, but it physically cannot merge that code to the main production branch. Finally, reviewer agents inspect every single change. They operate on a mandatory approval rule. The code must pass tests, and the CI pipeline must be green. If the reviewer issues a changes needed verdict, the code is blocked. Even the PM cannot override this rule. This entire tripartite system connects to your external tools using MCP, or the Model Context Protocol, a universal open standard that allows AI agents to securely connect to local files, APIs, and specific domain skills. Applying these strict organizational boundaries and unyielding review constraints is how you prevent autonomous systems from producing fragile, untrustworthy code. You are no longer managing scripts, you are commanding a structured team. Imagine a typical Tuesday. At 11 p.m., you type a 2-paragraph markdown file outlining the constraints and edge cases for a new feature. You run the plan command, close the laptop, and go to sleep. By 11:10 p.m., the PM agent has absorbed your requirements and generated a 14-task phased plan. A reviewer agent challenges the plan against quality criteria, revises it, and issues an approval. At 11:15 p.m., 4 doer agents are dispatched in parallel. They spin up on separate branches, writing code and executing tasks across your local machines. Then, at 3 a.m., a chaos monkey strikes. An automatic operating system update forces a hard reboot, instantly killing the PM agent right in the middle of the sprint. In any traditional memory-based multi-agent framework, your in-memory state is now gone. The crash destroys the sprint, and all contextual progress is permanently lost. But Apra Fleet survives. It uniquely uses Git, the standard version control system for tracking code changes, as its underlying transport layer. Every single task is a hard commit, and every checkpoint is pushed directly to the repository. At 5:30 a.m., you wake up and type the recovery command. Because the history is safely stored, the PM instantly reconstructs its exact state by reading the local Git history from the doer agents and resumes work perfectly. At 7 a.m., your phone buzzes. A pull request is waiting for you. Over coffee, you review 12 tasks, 600 passing tests, and a fully green CI pipeline. You spent 5 minutes writing requirements. Your fleet spent 6 hours executing them flawlessly across 3 machines. That is the true definition of leverage. These are real production numbers. Across multiple organizations, Apra Fleet has successfully managed over 20 complete sprints and processed more than 100 backlog items, taking work from plan to production on the exact same day. The system was built by Apra Labs, a 54-person technology company with experience in video processing, AI, and embedded systems. They built Apra Fleet because they needed a way to orchestrate AI agents across more than 50 of their own repositories and embedded edge devices. Apra Fleet allows senior developers to invert their time ratio. By delegating the repetitive implementation tasks to the AI organization, engineers become technical directors, finally able to focus entirely on high-value architectural strategy. Stop drowning in window management and context switching. Start commanding a fleet. You can download Apra Fleet today. It is fully open source under the Creative Commons BYSA 3.0 license.